Nathan, some days our jobs are great and some days they're terrific, like today. Why?
Because we get to drive 100 years worth of Dodge vehicles.
That's right, we're here on the Dodge property where in 1914 the Dodge brothers built their very first car, the Dodge motor car. And to celebrate, Dodge did what? Well, not that one, of course.
Well, no, we can count that too. I mean, they brought significant vehicles through their history right here, dating all the way back from 1914 to present day.
Like that one, and you got to drive them. I got to do the stuff behind the camera, and that
is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car.
Yeah. 73 Dodge Challenger.
Yep.
344 barrel on it. It's just a fun little rally car. We bought it as a marketing tool when the Challenger was first coming out. It's one of 3 Challengers we've got here today for people to drive and enjoy. And so far everybody's been having a blast with it.
Anything special about it, or is it just a fun car to drive?
It's just a fun car. It's not the muscle car, or the big 340 six-pack car. Then we've got a car that says Scat Pack all over it.
Yep.
It is the 70 Dodge Super Bee, 383 4-speed car. I just love this car. The really fun story on this thing is that I got a call about 10 years ago from a trade school in Indiana, and they said, hey, we got this old car down here, and if you don't take it back, we're going to have to scrap it. I said, well, what is it? They said, it's a Super Bee.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're taking it. We sent them a new truck so they could work on that one.
Oh, nice.
So we brought it back. It has 450 original miles on her, so we've had to restore it, paint and some of the interior work, but it's all basically an original car.
All right, now tell me about these two coming down the road here.
Well, first one, we've got the 66 Dodge Charger Lawman.
Yeah.
First year for the Hemi in street Hemi in a production car. This was actually Al Extran's race car. He actually took it to do safe driving demonstrations for soldiers returning from Vietnam. And then, of course, the next one that came in was the 69 Dodge Daytona, the vehicle that was built for racing, NASCAR racing. With the wing and the front nose, which are both functional. The reason the wing is so high is just so it can clear the trunk. The trunk could open.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah, exactly.
No downforce, nothing?
No, well, it's functional,
right.
But it reached a certain point where it could be 6 inches lower, 6 inches higher. It didn't matter. So they just decided on where the trunk would open at.
Interesting. How about this guy?
70 Dodge Challenger TA, 346 pack. First year for the Challenger. The TAs were built for Trans Am racing and race against the Camaros and all those other foreign cars. So yeah, this is just a rare collector car. It's a fun car to drive. This one's an automatic. And we got a 41 Dodge Command car just went past us. One of 500,000 vehicles we built for World War II.
Precursor to the Power Wagon.
Right? It is. It's just actually, this is a half ton. The Power Wagon was 3/4 ton during World War II. When it went civilian, it became a 1 ton. So this still uses a civilian sheet metal on the front end.
How about the black car?
That's a 72 Dodge Charger. It's the second or third generation Charger. A little more luxurious looking than the earlier Chargers, a little less race car look, but it still had all the power and performance with the 440 engine. Still just a fast, fun car to drive.
Now today, Charger 4 doors, Challenger 2 doors, but that wasn't always the case.
No, the Chargers were always 2 doors until the modern version came out.
Speaking of which, here comes one.
Yep.
Purple.
Yep, here's a plum crazy Hemi shaker hood car. This actual car was used in the movie Dilemma with Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
It was B5 blue, and when we got it after the movie, because our marketing department supplied it to the movie company, it was a Hemi car. Not an original Hemi car, it's a 318 car, but they had put a Hemi in it, and then we got a shaker hood, and we made it plum crazy to match more what we're doing nowadays. So since it was an original numbers matching car, we didn't have a problem doing that.
guy coming down.
Well, the 68 Dodge Charger, the classic, what I like to call the true hero car of Bullitt. Hemi car, 4-speed, black on black. I mean, it epitomizes the muscle here. And that thing is fast and fun to drive.
Yeah, I mean, look at the haunches on that thing. It just screams
Yeah,
power.
yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the old cars. So we got some a little bit older Dodges here. Let's start with this guy.
Okay, it's 56 Dodge Custom Royal Lancer. It's got the D500 package, which was the Hemi engine, the larger brakes, the beefed up suspension. It's tri-tone paint, all the chrome you could ever put on a car.
Look at the interiors. They knew how to build interiors back
Yeah,
then.
the interior is awesome. It's just so beautiful. And underneath the dash is the Highway Hi-Fi, an in-car record player.
Oh, I remember, I saw an old Cadillac in Nashville that Elvis had, and he put a record player in the car.
Yeah, but this is actually factory. We did it from 56 to 62.
Crazy.
The first personalized entertainment system in an automobile.
Let's get under the hood while it's open
Sure.
here. What's under the hood?
Well, of course, it's got to have a Hemi.
Yep.
It's the Red Ram Hemi. This vehicle is actually so clean because it's our museum vehicle.
Oh, wow.
This one hasn't been out of the Chrysler Museum in 15 years.
And now it's
So
here.
we got it
Back
out.
to life.
Yeah, back to life, letting people run it. That's what cars are for. They shouldn't be locked up forever. They should be out, enjoyed, and, driven. And so it's worked out real good.
Before we get to the next one, I always thought Hemi stood for hemispherical, but it doesn't, right? Hemi's engine is just a little bit different than a typical hemispherical.
Well, hemispherical head is where Hemi comes from.
Right.
The current Hemi isn't quite hemispherical. The original ones were cut a tennis ball in half, and you had a Hemi.
Right.
So that's where the name did come from.
All right, what else we got here?
So we've got 39 Dodge Hayes Body Coupe. This in 39 we'd had the same design for a few years. So what they did was they contacted a car company out of Grand Rapids, the Hayes Body Company, and they changed the vehicle for basically the cowl back. They added 16 inches of interior room. They added this chrome bead here. They lost the straight up thick B-pillar. Normally it'd be a big thick one, and they put this angle down here, and then they went to the back and put this really elegant V-shape in the back of the vehicle, and with a split rear window. Only 634 Dodges like this were produced.
That's beautiful. Uh-oh, someone's torquing it a little bit, but it's a muscle car.
They're out there playing, we understand. Yeah, I would probably do the
does
same
it hurt?
thing. A little bit, every time.
Every time somebody does that.
It's like somebody slapped my child, but it's fine.
Well, the Viper will be okay, right? Because that's kind of pretty modern. But let's see what they do with the old. The old one or the new one? I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to start throwing buckets of water out on the road. That's an 03 Viper going up, and then the 70 TA following it.
Listen to that. I love the stance of that. I love how that those glass packs are mufflers in that
mufflers,
case.
yes.
Yeah, all right. All right, let's keep going on the old car.
Okay, so next one we've got a 27 Dodge Cabriolet Roadster, one of the rarer vehicles we've got here. This is actually, they only built it for 73 days, between April and July of 1927. It's Dodge's first closed body, well, it's Dodge's first Roadster, basically.
And the one that's leaving right
That is the 1915 Dodge.
That's the first one,
That's
right?
the first one. Not the very first one, but first year.
Yeah.
They're all identical in the first year.
And you said the distinction is that they were first
All steel body.
bodies, yeah.
Before then, all manufacturers had steel over wood framing,
Okay.
like the doors
Right,
and the
right,
back. This was all steel. Dodge developed it with the Bud Body Company.
And I heard that when they first came out with that car, that they had got huge dealer interest, a lot of pre-orders.
Yeah, before they even started building the car or showed a picture of it and announced what they were doing, they had such a reputation because of their work with Ford Motor Company.
They funded Ford.
They funded Ford. They built Ford's car. He was more of an assembler at the time than a manufacturer. So, yeah, everybody knew the Dodge. They were brothers. They were world famous. And when they decided to build their own car, I think 12,000 dealers signed up before there was even a car built.
But they died tragically, right? They only lived a few years before
Yeah,
they died of...
5 years, each of them. They both died of influenza, John in January 1920 and Horace in December 1920. And that was during the big influenza outbreak at the time. So it wasn't a big surprise, but it was a tragedy. the 1919 Dodge sedan.
This is one of the last ones they built.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the first all-steel enclosed body
Yeah.
with roll-up windows and everything else. One neat thing about this vehicle is the interior is completely original. We've actually allowed people to sit in it for the first time today.
That is crazy. Look at that. So this is how it rolled out the factory.
Exactly like it, yes.
Back in
1919, yep.
holy cow.
Powered by the same four-cylinder flathead engine that all other Dodges had.
It's all the original ones.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the last one over here, the pickup truck. That's probably one of my favorite cars here.
Yeah,
Actually, there's two more. Let's go
Yes.
to that. Yeah.
So this is the 20 Dodge Screen Side. It's basically a passenger car, but for the cowl back, they put the screen side body on it. They upgraded the springs and the axles to make it like a light duty delivery vehicle. So a produce company, a grocery store, something else would buy these and use to run produce around town and service people.
So this is basically the birth of Ram today.
It is. That's why we brought it. This is the birth of Ram. It's
the
first
very
truck.
first Ram. Let's go over here. Let's look at this. It's the 29, right?
Yep,
This one?
29 Dodge Roadster, top of the line for 1929. It had the standard rumble seat and trunk on it. It's just a beautiful car, and it's a joy to drive. It runs great.
So I got to ask you, what is your favorite car here?
Everybody keeps asking me that,
Really? It's your car.
and I might have told everybody a different answer as
right,
what
pick
I'm
one.
depending on. You know, I'm thinking the 70 Super B.
Okay.
I like the fact it's low miles. I like
The blue one over there.
Yes.
On my shoulder, yeah.
And we did a photo shoot with it a couple years ago when we first finished it up, and we drove it on a closed runway
Yeah.
in an airport, and
right.
so I got to do half-mile passes every time in it, and so it was just a lot of fun to drive. So I just had a great experience with that one.
So I guess fittingly, here comes the very first Dodge,
Yep.
1950, but it was 1914, right? That
Yeah, November 14th, 1914 is the year that Dodge first came off the line. And also on July 1st, 1914 was when the Dodge brothers incorporated their new company.
how successful was it?
Very successful. At the time of their death, they're the second leading manufacturer of automobiles in the United States. And the first leader was the Ford Motor Company that they basically built. So,
Thank you very much.
my pleasure.
That was really a lot of fun. Appreciate you taking the time to show us all these wonderful cars, and thank you for having such a cool collection.
Hey, glad we could share it with you.
Nathan, that's just a taste of what we got to experience today. If they want the raw and unedited video, where do they go?
You have to go to TFL Classics, our brand new channel, to see 100 years of Dodge. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you're a Dodge fan, go check that out because there is so much more Dodge. As always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
saying thanks for watching, and check out TFLcar.com for more classics and, of course, every day,
News, views, and reviews.
real world reviews.
That too.
Ciao. Start it up, dude. Come on.
Trying.
That's the start button.
Oh yeah, that. That sounds really, really good.
I'm jealous. Go have fun.